The Alexander Isak transfer saga has taken another dramatic twist, and this time it comes with a powerful message directly from Newcastle United boss Eddie Howe. As Liverpool continue to circle around the Swedish striker, determined to test Newcastle's resolve one last time before the transfer deadline slams shut, Howe has made it crystal clear he will not allow one unsettled player to derail his ambitious project at St. James's Park. The clock is ticking, the tension is rising, and the saga is reaching its boiling point. In his strongest words yet, Howe fired a warning not just to Isak, but to anyone who might be questioning Newcastle's direction. The manager, visibly frustrated by weeks of off-field distractions, made it known that his focus remains firmly on the players who are committed to the club's journey. "I won't invest any more time in this situation when I have 25 or 30 other players who need every ounce of my energy," Howe explained in a frank admission. "The team needs me focused on getting results. That is what I have tried to do." This wasn't just a passing comment, it was a deliberate statement of intent. Isak's future may remain uncertain, but Howe's priorities are not. For the past 2 weeks, there has reportedly been no communication between the striker and his manager. The silence has been deafening, and within Newcastle's corridors, the belief is growing that Isak's time on Tyneside is drawing to a close. Training alone, distancing himself from the group, and clearly signaling his desire for a move, the Swedish international looks increasingly like a man on the verge of departure. And what's waiting for him on the other side? Liverpool. The Merseyside Giants have been long-term admirers of Isak, viewing him as the perfect striker to spearhead their attack under new boss Arne Slot. Having already seen a mammoth £110 million bid turned down earlier this summer, the Reds are not ready to walk away. Reports suggest that they are preparing one final push, an improved offer that could exceed £120 million to try and tempt Newcastle into doing business. But the situation isn't that straightforward. Newcastle, aware of Liverpool's desperation, have been working behind the scenes to secure replacements before even considering sanctioning Isak's exit. The record signing of Stuttgart forward Nick Woltemade for £69 million was the first major step in that process. Tall, powerful, and still only 22, Woltemade is seen as a player who can grow into the role and give Howe an exciting new weapon in attack. Yet Newcastle are not stopping there. Talks are ongoing with Wolves for Jørgen Strand Larsen, while Brentford's Yoane Wissa remains firmly on their radar. With at least one more signing expected, the dominoes are starting to line up, and if they fall in the right order, Isak's Anfield dream could finally materialize. The saga has played out like a chess match all summer. Isak made his intentions clear. He wants to test himself at the very highest level, and the allure of Liverpool Premier League champions, Champions League football, and a team in transition looking for a new talisman has proved irresistible. Newcastle, meanwhile, have stood firm, refusing to be bullied into selling their star striker unless their conditions are met. And now, with days left until the deadline, both sides are staring each other down, waiting for the other to blink. Howe's public comments shed light on the delicate balancing act he faces. On one hand, he understands the frustration of losing a player of Isak's quality, a striker who scored 25 goals across competitions last season and quickly became a fan favorite. On the other, he knows that no individual can be allowed to overshadow the collective ambition of the club. "You don't want anything to derail the positivity that should be directed towards the team and getting results," he stressed. "It's hard enough with all the other distractions we've faced this summer, but the players have handled it well. The challenge only gets bigger after the international break, and we need to be ready." It's a rallying cry to his squad, but also a thinly veiled message to Isak himself. Newcastle will not beg you to stay. For Liverpool, the stakes couldn't be higher. The Reds are desperate to land a marquee signing to energize the Slot era. Their attack, once feared across Europe, now feels in transition. Mohamed Salah, still the talisman, is edging into the latter years of his career and continues to be linked with a mega-money move to Saudi Arabia. Darwin Núñez has shown flashes of brilliance but struggles with consistency. Cody Gakpo has versatility but not yet the ruthless edge. Bringing in Isak would not just strengthen the squad, it would transform the front line, offering a blend of pace, power, and clinical finishing that few strikers in the world can match. And make no mistake, Liverpool have the financial firepower to make this happen. Sources close to Anfield suggest that while the club balked at Newcastle's initial asking price, they are now prepared to stretch beyond £120 million to seal the deal. It would be one of the most expensive signings in Premier League history, but for Liverpool, the message would be clear: they remain a club competing for the very best. Yet, even as this headline saga dominates the back pages, Liverpool's transfer dealings are not limited to Isak. Behind the scenes, there is movement on several fronts. Football Insider reports that Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa has emerged as a potential target should Harvey Elliott depart. Elliott, one of England's brightest young talents, has attracted interest from RB Leipzig, though negotiations appear complicated after Xavi Simons switched to Tottenham. Still, Liverpool are bracing for potential late drama. Meanwhile, another subplot is developing in Germany. Bayern Munich's Michael Olise is attracting admiring glances from Liverpool, Manchester City, and PSG. The French winger, who only moved to Bavaria earlier this summer, is seen as one of Europe's most exciting attacking prospects, but Bayern are in no mood to sell, and contrary to rumors, his contract does not include a release clause. For now, it seems like one transfer battle too far, though in football nothing is ever truly off the table, but make no mistake, the spotlight remains firmly on Alexander Isak. Every passing hour brings us closer to a resolution, and the question remains, will Liverpool's final offer prove irresistible, or will Newcastle dig their heels in and force their striker to stay against his wishes? The narrative has all the hallmarks of a deadline day thriller: frustrated managers, unsettled players, ambitious owners, and a Premier League giant determined to land their man. For Howe, whatever happens, his message is unwavering. The project comes first. Newcastle's Saudi-backed owners, the PIF, will ultimately decide Isak's fate, but Howe has washed his hands of the distraction. He is focused on building a squad ready to challenge in the Premier League in Europe, and he refuses to let one player, however talented, derail that vision. For Liverpool, the mission is simple yet urgent: secure Isak, secure the future. The fans are watching, the rivals are watching, and the Premier League landscape could shift dramatically with one signature. The clock ticks toward Monday's 7 p.m. deadline, and with every tick, the pressure mounts. So here we are, on the brink of one of the summer's defining transfer stories. Will Newcastle's resolve break under the weight of Liverpool's financial muscle? Will Isak finally get his dream move, or will he be forced to endure another season of uncertainty on Tyneside? One thing is certain: this saga is far from over, and in the unpredictable world of football, the final chapter often proves the most dramatic. Stay tuned, because the storm around Alexander Isak is only just reaching its peak.